Welcome back to Baton Rouge, Louisiana. This has been a tight series tonight, the 42nd meeting overall. The home team has won 5 of the last 7 games, and the winner of 5 of the last 7, the home game has won the last 7. 5 of the last 7 have gone on to win the SEC West, and they are usually very, very close. Holly Rowe will work the sidelines for us. Let's check in with her right now.
Well, Mike, this crowd is going to love the bigger role that wide receiver Early Doucette will play tonight for LSU. He's scheduled to be much more of the game plan. He's coming back from a severe groin injury that's kept him out for most of the game since September 8th. We went to practice Thursday. He was heavily involved, and Les Miles said it's important because he brings a whole new demeanor to their receiving corps. Now, for Auburn, guys, they have suspended wide receiver Robert Dunn. He did not make the trip, a violation of practice procedure. Guys, where it really hurts them is in their punt return game. They will have a true freshman back there, Chris Slaughter, receiving punts for the first time ever in a game. I can't think of a more intimidating place to start with your first punt return than right here in Death Valley.
And Holly, it's such a big deal because in a game like this, special teams could be the decider.
Right, special teams. And Robert Dunn was the guy who made the key catch in their win last week at Arkansas, a 30-yard catch and run on their game-winning drive.
Auburn has been brilliant on the road under Tommy Tuberville. LSU has been exceptional virtually everywhere, but especially at home under Les Miles.
One thing Tommy Tuberville told me to keep an eye out for, they might have a few little different wrinkles in their kickoff return. We'll have to wait and see when he feels comfortable with doing something. But both of these coaches know to take some risks and not afraid to gamble a little bit.
Tuberville, 9 of the last 10 games against teams in the top 10 he has won. Crutchfield to kick off. Fannin and Lester are deep for Auburn. Taken by one of the up men across the 35 to the 37-yard line. To tell us about the Auburn offense, here's Brandon Cox.
Starting in the backfield, we have at fullback, the violinist Carl Stewart. At tight end, some of you might know him from World of Warcraft, Cole Bennett. And at receiver, my go-to guy, Rod Smith. And up front, at left guard, we have Happy Meal, Tyrone Green, and the leader of the guys up front, number 68, Jason Boswell.
I think Auburn's going to come out throwing in this ball game to try to loosen up this LSU defense. Brandon Cox has to get rid of the football.
He can expect to be hammered by this LSU defense. He has been hammered all year long, for that matter. And to tell us about that LSU defense, here's David Toms.
The LSU defense is tougher than the 17th at Sawgrass. The D-line features Glenn Putt Dorsey and Tyson the Predator Jackson. Our linebacking core is a veteran group anchored by Ali Highsmith. Our defensive backs have a couple good ones in Craig War Daddy Stelz and Shevis Smooth Jackson.
David Toms, a longtime member of the PGA Tour and a winner of the PGA Championship, his one major. That pass intended for Rodriguez Smith, and Shevis Jackson was right there to knock it away.
Yeah, Shevis Jackson read that play very quickly. He saw the short 3-step drop by Brandon Cox. He broke on the slant route and was right on it. And this is not a situation that Auburn wants to be in too much. 3rd and long. They were 1 of 13 on 3rd downs last week, and coming into this game, last in the SEC in 3rd down conversion.
Tim Hawthorne is on the field. He is going to replace Dunn as the slot receiver tonight. Cox back to throw. Outstanding protection. Can't find anybody, then gets it to Smith. And if they give him his forward progress, he's going to have the first down at the 47-yard line.
Well, you mentioned the protection, and you give a quarterback that's accurate like Brandon Cox this kind of time, and he's going to find guys. It's only a 3-man rush. Not nearly enough pressure on Brandon Cox, and he's able to finally find Rod Smith opening up in the middle of that zone defense.
Smith with 28 catches this year, and Brandon Cox has overcome a shaky start this year to really start putting up some good numbers, particularly at the end of ball games. He has been lights out when they had to have him. Lester, the tailback. Little running room, will pick up 5, maybe 6 behind a block of Carl Stewart. Glenn Dorsey, the All-American, made the tackle. Lester missed more than a third of the season with an injury, and since he's come back, that gives them 3 really good running backs.
Well, and he is a guy that gives them a different dimension. He's good in space. He can make people miss. He's hard to tackle in space, and he's a good receiver. I think we're going to see a lot more of Brad Lester against this LSU defense tonight than we've seen in the last couple weeks.
LSU was knocked around by Kentucky in the second half. Gave up more yardage than they had all year. They still have, statistically, the number 2 defense in the entire country. Lester on the toss, cuts it back, trying to get to the first down sticks, and just a little bit shy. Had a good block by Tyrone Green and Chaz Ramsey as both guards pulled to the left. And Dorsey comes up limping a little bit.
This defense played 95 plays last week in Lexington. Glenn Dorsey played every defensive snap. And they have an off week next week. They've had a good week of practice. They did take a little time off to rest their legs, but they got to go full out tonight.
Third, less than a yard. Only 1 wide receiver, 2 tight ends. Lester got a good lead block, but fell, and I think he's short.
Well, depend on the spot, because he did fall down. It's just a matter of where they give the spot. It looks like from our vantage point in that little yellow line that he barely has it.
Stewart was blocking Highsmith, and there is the further injury to Dorsey, who is now down, and you saw him touching his left hamstring. This guy gives 100% every down he plays out there, and it was such a huge bonus as they get the first down on the measurement. Such a huge bonus for him to come back this year. He was a lock, first-round draft choice. Coming back this year, he may be the overall first draft choice.
Well, this was 2 plays ago. He gets in the gap, and in his pursuit, he reaches for that left hamstring. And he stayed in the game and played 1 more play. And here's the last play as he pushes off. And right away, I mean, he's reaching for his left hamstring. And that seems to be the problem for the big guy right now.
And that'll bring Al Woods, number 97, in on the defensive line in his place to play next to Favorite. Cox, good play fake. Throws to Lester out of the backfield. Lester stood up and dives forward on second effort down to the 30, where Highsmith makes the tackle again. Lester's a tough kid.
Yes, he is. He's a hard guy to tackle. Very effective in space coming out of the backfield. You know, the last 3 games now, Auburn has scored on their opening possession. And they've averaged over 12 plays in those possessions, eating up time, scoring touchdowns, and they're into a very impressive first drive here.
They seem to score in their first possession and their last possession to win the ballgame. Lester again, picking his way through tacklers. And this looks basically like the second half against Kentucky, where they're able to move some of these guys on this great defense out of the way.
And they're doing it just by playing power football. They've got a fullback in the game. He's the lead blocker. Lee Zimba, the freshman right tackle who plays well beyond his years, out leading that play, an outstanding block. And they're taking it right to the LSU defense.
Yes, they are. And it's a very young offensive line, and we have seen them grow by leaps and bounds throughout this season. Tate is in as the new running back to give Lester a breather. Tate got to the 26 and pushed back. Holly Rowe has an update on the All-American Glenn Dorsey.
Well, guys, Glenn Dorsey has been laying on his back on the ground, getting his left thigh stretched out. Now he's stretching it on the bench. Guys, I think they're still really trying to determine whether it's a cramp or a pull. He's still wincing in pain. He's going to lay back down and get stretched out again. So right now, they haven't determined if he can return to the game. But, guys, they sure need him. This would be a devastating blow if he's pulled a hamstring.
Well, they need him physically, emotionally, his leadership, his presence. That's what they'll miss as much as anything.
10th play of this drive. Cox throws complete. Once again, Rodriguez Smith He went out of bounds right at the sticks, may have gotten just inside it before Curtis Taylor, the safety, took him down.
Well, Brandon Cox is an accurate thrower. When he has time and when their running game is good enough to set up their play action, he can really throw the football with accuracy. And right now on this opening drive, Auburn's success running the football is setting everything up for them. And that's really, as you look at the turnaround in Auburn's offense the last 4 weeks, it's been stopping the turnovers and starting to run the ball with effectiveness. Both those things they've done well.
They lost early to South Florida and Mississippi State. They come in here on a 4-game win streak. Cox under pressure, scrambles. Open throws, end zone, touchdown! Montez Billings got open as Brandon Cox bought time and threw another strike.
Well, Montez Billings has really come on the last 3 or 4 weeks. Off the hamstring injury earlier, he just finds an open space and moves with his quarterback. But how about Brandon Cox, not known as a scrambler, not known as a mobile quarterback, does just enough to get outside the pocket and find a throwing lane.
Al Woods chased him out of the pocket, but Cox able to buy time and find the open receiver. Byron for the point after. An 11-play drive that took 4:50 off the clock, and they stunned the sellout crowd of more than 92,000 with the opening possession going for a touchdown.
SEC fans, gear up and support your favorite SEC school at Fanatics.com. The largest assortment of officially licensed SEC fan gear anywhere. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com. Officially licensed everything. Ebony Top 5 Troops. Arab Archers. Eagle Guards. Dragon Cavalries. Ninja Warriors. Champion Cavalry. Name of God! Who will you choose? Make friends and conquer the world. Ebony, the King's Return. Download now.
This is Kate.
Hey.
She takes 2 prescriptions. Kate's son Jack takes 1 too. Kate works hard and thought she had good insurance. But she still pays too much. That's no good. So Kate downloaded the GoodRx app. Now she can compare prescription prices to find the best discounts. She even beats her insurance price. Good for you, Kate. Good for you. GoodRx. Stop paying too much for your prescriptions. Download the free app today.
College is exciting. Finding a way to pay for it shouldn't get you down. At Credible.com, we've helped tens of thousands of people find great rates on their student loans from lenders you can trust. In 3 minutes, get actual pre-qualified rates from multiple lenders. Checking rates doesn't impact your credit score, and we never sell your data. Don't get ripped off on your student loans. Let's focus on your future, not your debt.
Visit Credible.com and in 3 minutes, see how much you could save.
There's a line drive to left. This game is tied. Come on. Come on. Go in. Come on. Go in. Yes. Yes.
And we're back to MLB opening day here.
And it has been a good anniversary year in regards to football. 7 teams in the BCS standings, 30-5 against non-conference opposition, and the attendance exactly what you would expect out of the SEC. Almost 98% stadium capacity.
Couple surprising games today. Vanderbilt beating number 6 South Carolina. Tennessee getting thumped by Alabama.
Flynn trying to scramble, swallowed up as he got to the 37. Got to hand it to the Commodores. Yeah. That's been a program that has come so close so many times to those huge upsets, and that's a big one for them.
Yeah, it really is. You know, they got a big win last year over Georgia. It's a big win today over the old ball coach who had never lost to Vanderbilt in his career.
Usually he's the guy who's setting the firsts. Here's the new quarterback, Ryan Perilou.
And he has a package of plays designated for him. He's a running quarterback. He's a powerful runner, but he's got a great arm as well.
6'3", 227. Gives off on the option handoff that time to Charles Scott, the big running back at 5'11", 226. Jake Ricks made the tackle. And they'll send Flynn back in. Les Miles, not a bad record to start with, 28-5. Best start ever by an LSU coach.
Back-to-back top 5 finishes, bowl wins in both of his first 2 years.
Flynn changing the play. You see the offensive line trying to get their calls right. 3-man rush. Flynn throws. Far sideline, near sideline, rather complete.
Boy, nice catch by Brandon LaFell, who has had some problems hanging on to the football this season.
The whole receiving corps has.
He's a big, talented guy. 6'3", 205 pounds. Watch him stretch out, keeps the 1 foot in bounds, and makes the secure catch on the sideline. Good protection for Matt Flynn, and he's able to wait for LaFell to open up on the sideline.
Gerard Powers stumbled a little bit as he tried to come out of the break with LaFell and was a half step behind. Flynn straight back, wants a screen, gets it out to Williams. Keelan Williams, 20, 10, touchdown! Yards. Black and Johnson out in front. And Keelan Williams with his first receiving touchdown of the year.
Gary Croton, the offensive coordinator, is a huge screen guy. Will Muschamp knew that. You've got to be ready for their screens, especially against a team that likes to run man coverage like Auburn. They got him on that one.
Boy, Keelan Williams showed you some speed, didn't he? He's got that 5th gear as he turned it on down the sidelines, and LSU has come back to tie it up at home.
Torn on who to choose for your Madden team? The spokes player got you. Introducing CD Lamb. He's all business all the time.
As you can see here, business is booming.
Translation, his numbers are off the charts.
Hi, Susan. Honey.
Yeah?
I respect that, but that cough looks pretty bad. Try this Robitussin Honey Severe.
The real honey you love, plus the powerful cough relief you need.
Mind if I root through your trash?
Robitussin Honey Severe. Strong relief for your severe symptoms.
Every superhero has an origin story. We all got our start somewhere. For us, it was the U.S. Air Force.
Everybody has a place to go. Everybody wants a place to be. When birds fly, they're swimming in the sky, while fish are swimming in the sea.
We've been powering the American road since before it was paved. Our first breakthrough in motor oil was introducing it. And we've been reinventing it ever since. From the world's first high-mileage oil to the world's first synthetic blend. There are those who change with the times, and those who drive them. Valvoline, the original motor oil.
LSU at home, tied up with Auburn, number 4 against number 17. in the first BCS standings released last Sunday. LSU, first down, Scott to the 34-yard line. Going to run the option. Perilou will keep. Lost the football. Auburn has it. Powers to the 4-yard line. And Trendon Holiday saved a touchdown with his track speed.
Well, a couple
Powers
things.
just got it from Perilou.
Yeah, Perilou does a nice job of reading the option, making the decision to cut up, just doesn't protect the football. It's knocked out by Zach Etheridge, number 4. Powers scoops it up, and this is a whale of a play by Trendon Holiday to save the touchdown. At least give your defense a chance to hold them to a field goal attempt after the turnover.
He may be the fastest and smallest scholarship player in football. Saved a touchdown at least temporarily. Tate is the tailback. First and goal, Auburn from the 3. And the LSU defense has to dig in now. Tate.
Wow. Marlon Favorite right there to meet him in the hole. Number 99.
Looked like there was a little space, but when he slowed up, Favorite just buried it.
You know, coming into this season, everybody felt that this defensive front 4 with Glenn Dorsey coming back for another year and Tyson Jackson on the defensive end would be the best, most dominating front 4 in college football. They were that way most of the early part of the season. Last week, I don't think this front 4 played as well as they're capable of. Well, they've got an opportunity now to really help their cause.
Tate cuts it back. Leans in inside the 1-yard line. It will be 3rd and goal. Well, not only are they experienced and talented, they're huge, especially at the tackle spots. Dorsey's 303. Favorite is 301. The left end Jackson is 291. The speed rusher Pittman, who's a great story because he missed 2 years with injuries, he's at 252. 3rd and goal. 3 tight ends. Fullback Stewart, touchdown.
Nice little misdirection type play by Auburn because they put Tommy Trott, the tight end, in motion and stopped him on the left side of the quarterback and then gave it to the fullback on the right side. I think LSU, anticipating the play would be coming to their right, and they snuck the fullback over for a touchdown.
I think sometimes when you play 2 quarterbacks, there is less effect on the football team than there is on your fan base because people get divided loyalties and want to see different things.
Well, and the problem for Ryan Perilou is, you know, you want to come in the game, you want to make plays, but you've got to protect the football. I mean, ball security is the first thing for a quarterback. Here's a replay. Trott's on the left, and they slip it to the fullback on the right. Carl Stewart, that's only his 11th carry on the season, and is up and over for the touchdown. Ball just has to cross the plane. It did it very easily.
Don't know what the discussion could be. The officials in a group huddled over at around the 15-yard line.
Touchdown.
The turnovers, the real story for Auburn in their 2 losses. They were -7, I believe, or -9, I'm sorry, +7 in their wins. And that turnover right there, a huge break for the Tigers. The Auburn Tigers, that is. That's right. Got a couple sets of cats here.
Are you over 50? Would you like to get up to 33% more income in retirement? Then call now for this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers, from a leading financial firm on maximizing your income in retirement. That's right, free. This free book reveals little-known secrets about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms that will help you make the right choices before buying an annuity. And it's free. Call right now for your free book, and as a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report. We researched over 1,200 annuities and summarized the rates and benefits of annuities from financially strong insurers. Again, that's annuity do's and don'ts for baby boomers and a free annuity rate report, both absolutely free, for calling Annuity General today. Supplies are limited. Call now.
Call 800-619-6261. That's 800-619-6261.
Hey, can I...
Safe driver, save 40%. Guys.
Safe drivers save 40%.
Safe driver, save 40%.
Safe drivers save 40%.
That's
Safe drivers save 40%.
It is. That's Safe Drivers Save 40%.
It's right there.
It's him.
Safe drivers do save 40%. Click or call for a quote today.
I chose the nighttime aligners because it's so easy. The fact that it's only at night while I'm sleeping is perfect. Before you go to bed, pop them in.
Not have to deal with it during the day.
I mean, look at them already.
Hello.
Thank you, Smile Direct Club.
Get started for free at SmileDirectClub.com.
There's a line drive to left. This game is tied. Come on. Go in. Yes.
And we're back to MLB opening day here.
14-7 Auburn. And Auburn setting up for a 22-yard field goal triumph. Fourth and about a yard and a half. Wes Byram has been nearly perfect inside 40 this year. 11 out of 15 overall. He's had 2 game winners. And that basically a chip shot and he knocks it through. And Auburn has taken a 10-point lead. Let's check in with Holly Rowe.
Well, guys, this is kind of a neat story. This beautiful book has just come out. It Never Rains in Tiger Stadium. I saw it at Barnes & Noble today, a huge display. And the author, John Ed Bradley, is here. John Ed played here at LSU back in 1979. What do you hope to convey to fans about the experience you had as a player here in Tiger Stadium?
I hope that I captured the magic of the stadium, what it's like to play here. It's an amazing experience. You never get over it. It informs your life for the rest of your life. I'm 49 years old, and I haven't fully recovered from Tiger Stadium yet.
What's it like for you to be back down here on the sidelines now?
It's, I would like to have a year of eligibility left, but I do acknowledge that I would get killed out there. These guys are very impressive, bigger than when I was playing.
Well, the neat thing, guys, I read an excerpt from the book today, and the beautiful thing that you left me with reading this was that love is having a teammate carry you off the field when you're too tired to walk yourself. Is that how you would best describe it?
Absolutely. One of the great things about playing here was my teammates. I never forgot them. I think about them all the time, wonder where life has taken them, and cherish the memories of having played with them here.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us. You guys can pick that up. It Never Rains in Tiger Stadium. Barnes & Noble's where I got mine today, guys. It's terrific read.
All right, Holly. Thanks very much. As always, great job with that interview and the research that went into it by getting the book this afternoon. That's great. And this is a special place. I swear there is no atmosphere quite like it. It's a little quiet right now. Usually it is loud enough in here so I can't hear the other voices in my head. It's loud. Let's see what LSU does with 1:33 to go. 2 timeouts. You would think they would run their regular offense at this point. With a swing pass. Murphy got it with great speed across midfield. Let's check in with Reese. All right, Reese, this is the number 4 team in the country. They're down by 10. Yep. Nothing surprising this year, is it?
And really the LSU people shouldn't be too worried at this point, because the last time they played here against Florida, they were down by 10 3 different times in that ball game before winning.
Flynn throws complete. Tolliver makes the catch, only his 5th grab the entire season. Powers made the tackle.
And when you're running a 2-minute offense, either at the end of the half or at the end of the game, the first down is the most important. That first down where they got the swing pass and got across the 50, that opens up the playbook a little bit more for Gary Croton and the LSU offense. As they just go under a minute here, and Matt Flynn has to burn a timeout. They don't have the right people. They don't have the right play.
Boy, he was upset, too. He kept motioning to the sideline. Come on, give me something. And they lost 12 seconds on that. And that may be the difference between the college offense and a pro offense, where you're just not as smooth. Let's take a look at the ESPNU All-State Standings review right now. And we mentioned LSU being the number 4 team in the country. And look at the carnage again in the top 10. People who thought they were out of it are alive again.
Just another wild weekend in college football. Oregon trying to hold on down there at the bottom right now against Washington. Ohio State, I mean, they did enough to win. Their defense is solid. Offense has done enough to win. They've got a tough game next week at Penn State.
Oklahoma struggled against an Iowa State team that has won once. And South Carolina and Kentucky go down, so the teams really 8 through 12 or 13 still have a shot to get back up. Who knows? Let's see if number 4 LSU can make a dent before we go to the half. 54 seconds on the clock.
But big open space in the middle of the Auburn defense with this look right now. Now they drop Etheridge back in.
2nd and 5. They still haven't been able to find Doucette. This pass is tipped and incomplete, intended for Tolliver. Couldn't get to it.
Well, Auburn also knows that early Doucette is a big part of their offense when he's healthy. And they've done a nice job of paying special attention to him in definite pass situations. And I would think on this 3rd and 5 play, they're going to make Matt Flynn find someone else to throw the football to rather than early Doucette. Zach Etheridge lining up over him right now. He'll probably have safety help over the top as well.
Big 3rd down if they're going to keep this drive alive. Blitz coming. Flynn goes down, and there's the sack that Quentin Groves has been looking for several weeks. He has just tied the school record of Gerald Robinson with his 26th sack of his career. The young man's been hurt this year, limited as a pass rusher, but not that time.
Nope. Went right around Carnell Stewart, the right tackle, just used a speed rush. Obviously not bothered by those dislocated toes on that play. Watch him on the bottom of the screen. Just goes right around Carnell Stewart, number 71, gets to the quarterback, and Matt Flynn did a nice job of holding on to the football as he was going down.
It's his 3rd sack of the year. Boy, if he'd been healthy, he'd have really put up a number as far as sacks are concerned.
That's the side that they thought Auburn could get some matchups that were favorable for them. Against Carnell Stewart, the right tackle, Lyle Hitt, the right guard. We've seen a couple good plays on that side.
And LSU called a timeout as soon as that play was over with 36 seconds. So they gave Auburn a favor, really, if something happens on this punt play. Fisher will come in to kick, and Auburn not dropping anybody deep. And all Fisher wants to do is just get the ball out of there without anything silly happening. And he does. Booming kick that'll make the end zone. 49-yard kick stops the clock with 28 seconds to go.
Jeff Gordon second. Right now in the points, it's Gordon first, Johnson second.
That's very good. Yeah. That's very good. You don't spend
shortest track on the circuit, too. Half mile. It's just like going around.
And I thought you spent your entire weekend eating. You're doing some homework.
I'm well-rounded.
All right. Auburn is going to be very comfortable leaving the field right now because they are up on number 4 LSU 17-7. And the Auburn Tigers going for their 5th straight win. Let's check in with Holly.
Coach Miles, what sense do you get about the fatigue level of your team? You were worried about that triple overtime game. What do you think?
I think the turnover cost us. I think that turnover cost us, and we got to play better with the ball. We keep the ball, we drive the ball, we have an opportunity to put some points on the board. It's a much different game.
How do you get the offense going here?
Shoot, the things that we've done haven't been bad. We just, sputtering. All we got to do is come on and do the things that we plan to do and do well. Just started fast in the second half. We'd like to come down and get 7.
Got me hot.
Let's remember this time where none of us felt secure and fight for a future where everyone can. Because when the world seems like it's standing still, that's the perfect time for us to change it.
There's a fog out there, and it's calling you by name. It wants to wrap itself around you, make you forget who you are. But you won't forget. You've got to find your way through that fog, through the unknown. There's only one way.
You did this and this for less. With store-wide Labor Day savings and free delivery, the Home Depot is making do it even more affordable. So the only question now is, what could you do next? The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
You took me in and you wrapped your arms around me for days.
After being a part of millions of love stories. At K, we believe that nothing should get in the way of love. Get 0 down special financing with the Long Live Love credit card, available at K Jewelers.
At Emirates, we are proud that our promise is to provide a better flying experience to all our customers.
But today, fly better does not just mean showers and bars above the clouds, as well as wonderful in-flight service.
As routes slowly open up and our...
Welcome back to Baton Rouge on a Saturday night. Let's take a look at the first half stats with the score 17-7. The visiting Auburn Tigers on top, 169 total yards. They ran for 57. They held LSU to 40 on the ground.
And that 57 doesn't look like much, but when you consider LSU's the #1 rush defense in the conference, giving up only 68 yards a game, it means a lot. And Brad Lester was a weapon for Auburn in that first half. Auburn did exactly what they needed to do. They ran the ball with enough effectiveness to take pressure off Brandon Cox, and they limited the big plays. Only one big play that LSU had in that first half.
Is it just me, or is Auburn getting better every time we see it?
Absolutely. They really are. Their defense continues to play solid, and their offense is getting better and better each week.
LSU will get the ball to start the third quarter. It's another squib kick taken by one of the upmen up at the 31-yard line, and that's it. Hester, nowhere to go. Just keeps the legs moving and picks up a couple. Let's go to Holly.
Well, guys, I spoke with Auburn coach Tommy Tuberville at the half, and he said his biggest concern here is that they are really going to come out and open it up here on this first offensive possession. He said that they really need to expect from LSU some boots, some reverses, and some screens right here. He expects a lot of different things because he said they've been pretty ineffective running the football against us. So he said how we handle this, how we withstand this first drive will really set the tone.
All right, Holly, and Matt Flynn doesn't have the power arm, but he's a guy that's really suited to Gary Croton's short passing game. We'll go to the shotgun on 2nd and long. Draw play to Hester, and Hester didn't stand a chance. Antonio Coleman, number 52, who leads his team in sacks, hit him just as he got the ball.
Well, there was some confusion here. He was checking at the line of scrimmage, and I thought this was going to be a read on Antonio Coleman. Here's Coleman right here. He's going to just crash inside. If this is a read by the quarterback, this has to be a pull read. He's got to pull that out of the belly and keep, but there's two guys outside. They had that play very well diagnosed, anticipating the run by Flynn.
That was more like somebody who can't read.
Well, they had the dive taken care of, and they had the quarterback taken care of on that particular play.
3rd and 10. Good protection for Flynn deep down the middle for Doucette. In between 3 defenders. Made the catch at the 34. That's what early Doucette can give this team.
Well, 2 deep safeties. The middle of the field is open. Gerard Powers is running underneath in man coverage, but doesn't know where the football is. And Doucette takes in a perfect throw. But watch the protection. Jacob Hester stayed in, helped on Quentin Groves, the sack master for Auburn. That gave Matt Flynn a little extra time to make that deep throw down the middle.
Powers, Brock, and McNeil were all there, but early Doucette with his 2nd catch of the day. The first one went for nothing. This one was for 33 yards.
Here comes the
reverse. On the toss. There is the reverse. Tolliver turns the corner. Big, rangy, long strider. Down to the 18.
Great block by Matt Flynn. He stayed out there and got himself in the right position. Watch Matt Flynn come out here and lead this play. Number 15. He's going to size up his man, and right there, he just gets enough of this block to allow the receiver to get outside and turn it into a big play. Excellent effort by Matt Flynn. Antonio Coleman, number 52, ended up on his backside thanks to the block by the quarterback.
That was more than a quarterback block, wasn't it?
That was.
When you knock down a defensive end, you've done your job as a quarterback. Les Miles says, come on, hurry. Play clock's down to 6. This is what Tommy Tuberville said to Holly Rowe. He was worried they were going to open it up.
They weren't set. They're going to get a 5-yard penalty here. Yeah. This is too much trickery. I don't like, you've got momentum. Line up and run a play. And that's what Les Miles is saying. Les Miles is an old offensive line coach from Michigan. He wants him to get lined up and just take advantage of the momentum and pound the football. You get up there and you're fooling around and you're shifting guys around, and then you end up killing your momentum and taking a 5-yard penalty.
Not only a line coach, he was a lineman.
Yeah. The momentum is so fragile in college football.
On the offense, 5-yard penalty has been declined. 2nd down.
It just felt that time like they were trying to kind of trick him a little bit. Trick him by formation, maybe outflank him, maybe get him out of position. And that's okay, but when you got him on the ropes a little bit, try to hit him in the mouth.
Sometimes it's the right play, but at the wrong time. That may have been it. 2nd and 10. They decline the penalty. They'd rather have the down, so Flynn has to go to the shotgun. Comes back to an inside screen to Tolliver, who faked to go outside, came back inside, sent Derek Marks, appeared to get a hand on it.
Auburn red screen all the way that time. I mean, they felt those linemen release, and they red screen, and that's why Derek Marks was able to get in the way of that one.
You have to be a smart defensive lineman to read screen. You have to determine the fact that you just blew by somebody with no effort.
Perilou in for this critical 3rd down play. Opening drive of the 3rd period. You've moved inside the 20. 3rd down and 10. You've got your backup quarterback in the game.
This is a big call here. And Perilou, this is a straight keep. Needs to get down to the 7-yard line. He's going to be about 5 yards short. Zach Etheridge up from the safety spot. And that is an odd call, certainly in this situation. Auburn has a 4-game win streak coming in. LSU's now going to have to go for a field goal. LSU number 4 in the first BCS standings. They would move up at least a notch if they can win here tonight. This now will be a 29-yard field goal try by Colt David. It was an odd call, wasn't it?
A little different. Safe call, but...
Colt David knocks it through. The young man out of Grapevine, Texas, 12 out of 17 this year. And it's a one-possession ball game here early in the 3rd quarter in Baton Rouge.
When you've got auto glass damage, Safe Light can come to you.
And you'll get a text when we're on our way. Just leave your keys on the dash, and we'll replace your windshield with safe, no contact service. Schedule at safelight.com.
Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace.
Support your favorite college at Fanatics.com. The largest assortment of officially licensed fan gear from more than 500 colleges. Every conference, every team. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com. Officially licensed everything.
Give us the rivalry, the clean shave and the short porch, the beards and the green monster. Give us the catch and the pinstripes, the bloody sock and the pine tar helmets. Give us the Red Sox and the Yankees. Give us Sunday Night Baseball, Sunday at 7 on ESPN. Telecast presented by Taco Bell.
Hey guy, welcome to HIMS.
Should have done it years ago, and I feel like the young stud that I always imagined I was.
Outstanding product. Works above and beyond our expectations.
Go to forhims.com/ed and get started with a free online visit.
Have you heard of nuts.com? It's the best kept secret of savvy snackers all over the country. Incredible nuts, dried fruits, organic snacks, and gluten-free treats. There's something for everyone to love, including fast delivery.
Best pistachios ever.
Love the dried peaches. Can't stop eating them.
White chocolate toffee cashews are awesome.
The holy grail of honey sesame sticks. So tasty.
The quality has made me a customer for life. I'm nuts about you guys.
With so much to love, check out nuts.com.
Glad you could join us. It has been everything we expected from Tiger Stadium in Baton Rouge. Two top 20 teams fighting out for a share of the lead in the SEC West. Both teams acknowledge this is the most physical game they play all year against each other.
It didn't matter who we talked to this week, players or coaches. I mean, they all said the same thing. Oh, hands down, this is the most physical game of the year for our team.
And that is saying something in this league. Tate.
Oh, watch this. Here's a trick play. Who's got it?
It's the cornerback.
They call this the globe return. Tommy Tuberville said that he might bring it out.
Patrick Lee.
Watch what they do. Now, Ben Tate almost messed it up by bobbling. They all five get together. Nobody knows who has the ball. Then they get out of there like a covey of quail. And Pat Lee's the guy that has the football. Now, covey of quail, I think, is accurate because Eddie Grand is the special teams coach for Auburn. He's a huge hunter. So, I mean, that's when he described that to me. That's how he described it, like a covey of quail.
Well, they got the ball out to the 40-yard line. Here's Lester on the draw. It takes a lot of guts to turn your back to a guy who's got a 40 to 50-yard run at you and stand there.
Well, it's all DBs in here. Now watch, they get in there, they turn their back. Who's going to take it? Who's going to take it? Hot potato. Who's got it? Who's got it? Not Ben Tate. Wow, that is kind of a gutsy call. But Auburn, the beneficiary with excellent field position on their first possession of the second half.
Cox trying to take off and couldn't. Caught from behind Tremaine Jackson from the defensive end spot. And LSU's front wall trying to dial it up a notch.
Very few times in this game has LSU had Auburn in definite pass situations. Well, they've got him in one right now, 3rd and 10. Auburn was 4 of 8 on third downs in the first half. They were the worst team in the league coming into the game, but very manageable third down so far in this game. But right now, 3rd and 10. Watch LSU pin their ears back on this one.
Brandon Cox, the senior, facing 3rd and long. From the shotgun, 4-man rush, good protection. Cox throws incomplete, intended for Rodriguez Smith. He couldn't hold it. The coverage pretty good by Chevis Jackson.
That's a big stop by the LSU defense after the big kickoff return. Excellent field position for Auburn and a 3 and out for their offense.
92,400 people just got their wake-up call.
LSU's taking a timeout, an unusual punt formation for Auburn.
Got me hot.
Let's remember this time where none of us felt secure and fight for a future where everyone can. Because when the world seems like it's standing still, that's the perfect time for us to change it.
There's a fog out there, and it's calling you by name. It wants to wrap itself around you, make you forget who you are. But you won't forget. You've got to find your way through that fog, through the unknown. There's only one way.
After being a part of millions of love stories, at K, we believe that nothing should get in the way of love. Shop your way, in-store or online. K Jewelers. Love is unstoppable.
At Emirates, we are proud that our promise is to provide a better flying experience to all our customers.
But today, fly better does not just mean showers and bars above the clouds, as well as wonderful in-flight service.
As routes slowly open up and our fleet takes to the skies again, our #1 priority is the safety of both our customers and staff.
And to make sure that every precaution is taken when we fly you back to your loved ones or on your well-deserved vacation. Fly Emirates, fly better.
Listen up. Come on, get in here. Let's go. I'm about to die about it. Love will keep us together.
They'll kick it away. Shoemaker punting to Jones. Driven back inside the 10. Fields it at the 8. Makes a couple of guys miss to the 16-yard line. There's a flag down on the play after a return of 8. A beautiful 52-yard punt. And this may cost him about half the distance to the goal line.
The flag came out kind of late. I mean, well after the initial block, but that's what it's going to be, an illegal block in the back.
Let's go to Reese Davis. Reese?
Tigers penalized half the distance to the goal. Illegal block on the back. First down. 5-yard line.
You know, that's going to be a remarkable story if Michigan comes back to challenge for the Big Ten championship. And they're in position to do that.
They sure are. Late substitution here for LSU. Matt Flynn's got to give Terrence Tolliver the play.
The ball spotted inside the 5. And Flynn on the run throws to Doucette across the 20 to the 25.
And what a block by Terrence Tolliver, the guy who was late coming onto the field. Matt Flynn had to give him the play individually, and he peeled back and got an extra block for Doucette. Doucette's going to come across the formation, the crossing route. Flynn picks him up. Now watch to the left of your screen, this block by Tolliver. Right there on Pat Lee, number 20. That got about 10 more yards for Doucette, and they're out from their own end zone. Well, early Doucette has been much more of a factor here in the second half for LSU.
Sure has. Keelan Williams with all that speed is the tailback. This ball's batted down. Good defensive play by the linebacker who got his, or by the defensive end Antoine Carter, who got his hands up, the young man out of Fort Lauderdale, as he had really gotten penetration.
And really not a great play by Carnell Stewart, the right tackle, because if that guy's not going to rush hard and he's going to stand there, then you need to kind of point your helmet somewhere that's going to make him bring his hands down.
That's right.
You don't want to let him just stand there and jump up in the way of your quarterback.
You have a specific location in mind?
Well, in the general area.
Williams. Good hard effort up to about the 32, and it's amazing the number of times people throw on first down and get nothing. They're almost always going to run it on second down. They've used Hester, Williams, Scott, Murphy, none of whom have been particularly effective so far. That Auburn defense has really shut down the running game.
This defensive front of Auburn has played so well this year. I mean, Senderick Marks, Pat Sims, and Josh Thompson on the inside have just played beautiful football this season for Auburn.
And they've had to do a lot of it without Groves, their most publicized lineman. Flynn throws this one, and just off the fingertips of the leaping Terrence Tolliver, as he took a shot in the back from Eric Brock.
Well, Flynn left the pocket a little bit, and this ball did sail on him a little bit too high. Now he got two hands on it, but Tolliver also knows there's a shot coming to his back on that play. That's one that Matt Flynn has to get down for his receiver.
Fisher to kick to Slaughter, and the young man still hasn't been able to return a punt. He's filling in for Dunn.
Now, wait a minute. If this is offsides on Auburn, this could be a first down for LSU. Zach Etheridge came across and made contact, and was he drawn off or was it offsides? This is a first down, a crucial penalty against Auburn. Zach Etheridge is going to come right across the line of scrimmage. Here he is right here, number 4. He's going to come right across the line of scrimmage and make contact. Now, he moved first, and it caused a movement by LSU, but they got Etheridge for the offsides penalty.
And that's an inexcusable mistake.
That's a gift for LSU.
Sure is. It gives them a new set of downs from their own 37-yard line.
Let's see if they go for See if they go for a big play here on first down after that penalty.
Hester back in at running back. And Hester will get the carry. It's some determined kid. Bo Harris brings him down.
You know, I asked Jacob Hester, what did Les Miles, I mean, obviously he was recruited by Nick Saban, was here under Nick Saban. Now he's got a new head coach in Les Miles in his 3rd year. What does Les Miles bring to this offense? He said, you know what, he brings a certain toughness to our offense, particularly our running game. And that kind of fits right in with him because he's a tough, hard-nosed player, and he runs the football that way. And it's been a good mix.
Flynn with the out to Doucette. Had enough for the first down yardage. They'll mark it up at the 49-yard line. Powers makes the tackle. For more on Hester, here's Holly Rowe.
Guys, you've got to love Jacob Hester, but you look at him, he's not your prototypical body style of an SEC running back. He's real short, got the short, squatty legs, but you cannot underestimate the size of his heart. We talked to the coaching staff, and they said, you know what, this kid is just a football player. If we needed him to play linebacker, he'd do it, and he'd be good. So you've got to really admire his want to and his spirit, guys.
Size of his heart and size of his hands. I don't know that I've ever shook hands with a running back, bigger hands than Jacob Hester. Big, wide, thick hands. That's why he doesn't fumble the football either.
Parallel. There's the escapability he brings. Cream just as he unloaded, and it's almost picked off. That was thrown up for grabs. Will Height nearly came down with it. Parallel just got crunched. Chris Evans got in his grill.
Well, this is the Tebow play. Play action to yourself, but there was quick pressure that time by Jake Ricks, number 91, that forced the action, and Parallel got away with one because he kind of threw this one up for grabs. This ball was thrown so late that it was nearly intercepted, and that turnover, Parallel already was responsible for one of the turnovers. Here's Early Doucette. He's the intended receiver, but they can't get the football to him.
Well, Parallel got up and started counting his chiclets just to make sure after that. Now they burn another timeout. That's 2. Here in the 3rd quarter, they have 1 left for the rest of the game. So communication from the bench has been a little shaky tonight.
Still Still driving the old model, huh?
I've been looking, but
I just need someone to tell me what a good price is.
Just use Auto Trader. It's the only one with Kelley Blue Book. It tells you if the price is good.
Let's remember this time where none of us felt secure and fight for a future where everyone can. Because when the world seems like it's standing still, that's the perfect time for us to change it.
Tonight's the night for delicious tortilla bowls with flat bottoms. Easy to fill, easy to eat. Only from Old El Paso.
This football season, buy 3 participating items and save $20 off Fanatics gear at WeAreTailgateNation.com.
There's a fog out there, and it's calling you by name. It wants to wrap its whole self around you, make you forget who you are. But you won't forget. You've got to find your way through that fog, through the unknown. There's only one way.
You took me in and you wrapped your arms around me for days.
After being a part of millions of love stories, at K, we believe that nothing should get in the way of love. Get 0 down special financing with the Long Live Love credit card, available at K Jewelers.
At Emirates, we are proud that our promise is to provide a better flying experience to all our customers.
But today, fly better does not just mean showers and bars above the clouds, as well as wonderful in-flight service.
As routes slowly open up and our...
What else is new in the SEC? One close game after another. 9 decided by 5 points or fewer. We might have another one right here. Right now it is a 7-point ball game. Second and long for Flynn on that little half roll. And complete to the 15, then tipped and intercepted. Holy cow, Patrick Lee ends up with it.
Brandon LaFell was so open and had such an easy catch that he just couldn't handle it. He looked it in and then looked it right over his shoulder. Oh. I mean, he's looking it in all the way and then flips it right over his shoulder to Pat Lee.
Patrick Lee with his 3rd interception. That would have had them right on the doorstep. Instead, it's Auburn football at the 22. Cox, pressure from behind, throws incomplete, hit as he got rid of it. Well, everybody in the building was convinced that he had the ball, including him.
My goodness. I mean, I know he's a young guy who is trying to make it go, and he's had some problems hanging on to football. He's a sophomore out of Houston, Texas. Great skill, great ability, but obviously not great confidence right now catching the football.
Well, right now he's got a broken heart, too. LSU hanging on to the number 4 spot in the BCS poll. Dreams of a national championship are still alive, but not unless they come back to win this one. And wide open is Lester out of the backfield, and after great protection, Brandon Cox found him for 18.
Was a play-action pass. They actually faked it to Lester on the counter play, and then Lester's going to be the guy that slips out and down the sideline. Cox finds him late, knows he's going to get hit, and gets a nice pass out there to Brad Lester over on the Auburn sideline for the first down.
Cox hangs in there pretty well, doesn't he?
Yeah, he sure does. I mean, he knows he's not going to outrun people. His best chance is to wait to the last moment to deliver the football.
Lester stays in at tailback. One of the best runs they've had tonight. Ball comes out loose, but after he's down. Auburn has done this throughout the season, especially since they started their winning streak. When they get late in the 3rd quarter, as it is now, or in the 4th, they seem to be able to dominate people.
Their running game has just gotten better. Their defense has played solid. Now they've forced a couple turnovers in the ball game tonight. They're a team that plays with tremendous confidence right now, particularly on the road.
Cox, good protection, got it to Smith. Smith, they're going to say he was forced out of bounds. There's also a flag down back at the 38-yard line.
Well, there is not a... Well, I think it's going to be a holding, first of all, back by the pocket. That's going to bring this play back. Now, there is no force out in college football. So if he doesn't come down on his own inbounds, that wouldn't have been a completion. Does he get down?
He did.
Catches the ball clearly.
Tough to tell from
I don't think it's going to matter anyway.
No,
I think it's holding on Auburn anyway. And he'll bring it back and 2nd and long. Penn Wagers, our referee.
And now they are coming over to the sideline.
During the play, we have holding 73 on the offense. Also on the play is under further review. After review, we will determine what the play was, so it'll be better to get the penalty options correctly.
Well, a very good explanation there.
And what Penn Wagers means is they're going to review the play, and if it's ruled an incompletion, then it would either be 3rd and 4, or if they take the penalty, it would be 2nd and 14. So they can give the option to LSU. I think they're going to rule that an incompletion upon review.
Looked like the right foot hit out of bounds before the left foot came down.
And the play is under review.
So that would allow LSU to say we'll turn it down and take the play, which is an incomplete pass, or force him back 10 yards.
Now, if it were me, and I don't know what Bo Pelini's going to do, I would take the penalty and play 2nd and 14 rather than give Brandon Cox 3rd down and 4. Of course, I guess it's really Les Miles' decision, not Bo Pelini's. He works for Les Miles.
And there shouldn't be much question about that one.
Yeah. It's just amazing to me, though, to watch this Auburn team, and we've seen them a couple weeks, how well they play on the road and just the confidence they play with. And, you know, Holly and I were down here when the team buses got here, and they had a huge contingent of Auburn fans, and they do the Tiger Walk on the road as well as at home. And when those guys got off the bus, I mean, there's a feel they have for playing on the road that is pretty unique. It really is, because playing on the road in this league is not easy.
Well, you throw some other numbers. 9 of the last 10 teams against the ranked teams,
Right.
They've won.
Top 10
They've won
teams,
24 of 28 SEC games.
Yeah.
I mean, they're winning them everywhere, home and away. But you're right. The really impressive number is the away wins that they have had, because home field advantage in this conference is so huge.
It is. Tommy Tuberville is 4-0.
Review. The ruling on the field has been reversed. Video evidence shows the pass was incomplete. The receiver came out of bounds. Therefore, it is 3rd down. At this point, we will talk with the captains about the penalty situation.
Okay, so the play stand, what it is now is 3rd and 4. Now they'll ask LSU, do you want to take the penalty and make it 2nd and 14? Or do you want to take the decline and make it 3rd and 4?
Checking with Holly.
Guys, the big discussion going on right now, Les Miles with the officials. Chevis Jackson is playing for LSU with a shield, a face mask across his helmet that is not clear. He's had a horrible injury to his eyes where he took a hit in the head, blood ran down into his eyes, and he has 2 huge black eyes, and his eyes are filled with blood. But they're telling him that they don't think that the shield is legal. They just went through a lengthy conversation with Les Miles and the equipment manager. We'll see if they let him continue to play. Looks like they will, guys.
You're supposed to only wear a clear, either plastic or unbreakable glass shield under on your face mask. They do take the penalty, 2nd and 14. I don't know if there's a medical exemption for that or not. Once again, Montez Billing, who continues to come up bigger and bigger in this passing game. Chevis Jackson makes the tackle for Billings. That's 6 catches tonight.
Here's a guy again, Montez Billings, that barely practiced in August, had a hamstring injury. He had one reception in the first 4 games, and he has really started to come on. Had 5 in the win over Arkansas and 6 now tonight.
Now it's 3rd and about 1.5. Lester is back in there as the tailback. Only one wide receiver. Lester has the first down. Well, this guy rarely disappoints.
That was good work. That was good work on 2nd down by Brandon Cox, not trying to get all 14 yards, just taking the good, strong completion. 3rd and short, and then Brad Lester finding a little crease, knowing what he needed for the first down and getting that ball past the marker. Brandon Cox checked off on that 3rd down run, ran away from the blitzing linebacker, and they got the first down.
Tate gives Lester a breather as he checks back in at tailback. He'll get the carry and get slugged for his efforts. Danny McCray, the backup free safety, came in to hit him first.
Remember, this Auburn drive is all the result of an interception that should have never been. I mean, you can't fault Matt Flynn for the interception that he threw. Brandon LaFell had the pass, couldn't handle it, flipped it over his shoulder, and Pat Lee came up with the football, and Auburn has now crossed the 50-yard line as a result of that turnover.
4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Auburn leads by a touchdown, bidding for more. Batted down at the line of scrimmage by Tyson Jackson, who played it perfectly, stood his ground, and timed the jump.
Well, you had a running back, Ben Tate, going over there trying to block him. Watch 44. He's going to try to block the end, and he's waiting for Tyson to come to rush, and Tyson says, no, I'm going to stay right here and jump up and knock the ball down.
Dorsey is down again, and he had somebody roll up on the back of his right knee. First, it was the left hamstring.
Well,
and I'm not sure if that was somebody rolling into him or blocking him.
Let's remember this time where none of us felt secure and fight for a future where everyone can. Because when the world seems like it's standing still, that's the perfect time for us to change it.
There's a fog out there, and it's calling you by name. It wants to wrap itself around you, make you forget who you are. But you won't forget. You've got to find your way through that fog, through the unknown. There's only one way.
Buy 3 participating items and save $20 at Fanatics.com. See WeAreTailgateNation.com for details.
You did this and this for less. With store-wide Labor Day savings and free delivery, the Home Depot is making doing even more affordable. So the only question now is, what could you do next? The Home Depot. How doers get more done.
No one knows where it comes from. It's the fighting spirit. Ready to fight whatever shape the battle takes. As long as there are battles, there will always be Marines.
At Emirates, we are proud that our promise is to provide a better flying experience to all our customers.
But today, fly better does not just mean showers and bars above the clouds, as well as wonderful in-flight service.
As routes slowly open up and our fleet takes to the skies again, our #1 priority is the safety of both our customers and staff.
And to make sure that every precaution is taken when we fly you back to your loved ones or on your well-deserved vacation. Fly Emirates, fly better.
If a guy is engaged with one player, he can't be hit by another player. And it looked like he was engaged with Lee Zimba, and Chaz Ramsey, the guard, took out his knees.
He sure was.
That shouldn't happen.
No, you can't allow that kind of football to be played. That is a dirty play.
I mean, you understand that you want to double team him because he deserves a double team, but make it a fair double team.
Yep. Can't have that. Giants under pressure, trying to scramble. Swallowed up by the rush at the 48. I'm not saying it was intentionally a dirty play, but that's the way it ended up. Let's go to Holly.
Well, guys, I'll get an update as soon as they have finished evaluating Glenn Dorsey. But just a side note, he is this huge guy, very intense on the football field, but he has got such a beautiful soft side. Yesterday, after their walkthrough, he met little boy Prosser Daniel, a little boy with cerebral palsy. He played with him, really enjoyed his time, and Prosser is a huge Dorsey fan. Guys, what makes it even more special is Dorsey himself, as a little boy, had to go for a year in metal braces on his legs, so he totally can relate, and the guys around here say he is so precious with the young boys.
It was such a sweet picture, wasn't it, Holly?
Look out.
Here's the return by Jones.
He dropped the ball. Boy, Chevis Jackson there to fall on it. Alertly for LSU.
Fortunate for the Tigers. Let's check in with Reese Davis, the Sports Center, 30-30.
First and 10, 43-yard line.
Well, you hope Trent's going to be all right. He's a fine quarterback and a fine guy. You just don't want to see his long-term health jeopardized. Flynn takes over from the 31. Short set, wants the bomb. Bird! 15 down to the 9-yard line. Tackled by Powers. A perfect throw, 58 yards.
It was a perfect throw, and it was a throw on first down. He beat Gerard Powers right off the ball. He's got separation, and the ball is thrown perfectly over the outside shoulder, and Bird hangs on this time. He had a drop over the middle in the first half. This time he hangs on for a big play. More big plays in the second half out of the LSU passing game than they've had in the last few weeks.
A young man they were able to recruit out of Miami, Florida. Hester back in at tailback. The fullback, Jordan. Flynn for the end zone. Doucette can't hold it. Early Doucette with the dive, got a hand on it, couldn't bring it in.
I'll tell you what, Senderick Marks got too much pressure on that too. I mean, that's a quick three-step drop. Your quarterback should be able to set his feet and make that throw, and Senderick Marks was right in there at the legs of Matt Flynn on that one. A little overthrown for early Doucette, but
Doucette can't have his conditioning back, not with a groin injury that's kept him out for 5 weeks.
This is really the first week that he's been full speed in practice.
It is a first and goal. Auburn showing blitz, and they come. Bird for Doucette, overthrown. Nice coverage by Gerard Powers.
Boy, oh boy. 2 plays down here in the red zone. 2 incomplete passes, and really neither one of them with a great chance of success. And now you're in a definite passing situation with 3rd down.
And Will Muschamp is saying, I'm coming after you in this situation. The lead is 7, late 3rd quarter, 3rd and goal. They'll bring 3 receivers to the right side. Doucette is the wide man.
Holiday's in the game. Might be an underneath screen to him. He's the far receiver at the bottom of the screen.
Flynn for the end zone, intended for Tolliver. He couldn't hold it. Patrick Lee with the coverage. It was right in between, actually, Tolliver and Bird as they crossed, but 3 incomplete passes into the end zone.
Yeah, you shouldn't have 2 guys going to the same spot like that. Something was wrong with the design there, or the interpretation there. Matt Flynn was backing up the whole time, kind of threw it to a spot in the back of the end zone, and you should really only have one of those guys getting to that spot.
Now Colt David for another chip shot field goal. He's already hit from 29. This is from 26. And he drills it through.
Attention anyone on Medicare. Did you know you may now be eligible for additional Medicare-approved benefits, including dental, vision, hearing, and prescription drug coverage? Just call the toll-free number on your screen now to see if you qualify. The Medicare Benefits and Questions line is now open to help anyone on Medicare make sure you are getting the benefits you deserve. Just call 800-941-5084 now to find out if you're eligible for a Medicare Advantage plan that includes additional benefits like free hearing aids, free eyeglasses, free meal delivery, and free rides to medical appointments. You may also be eligible for $0 monthly premiums, $0 deductibles, or no copays. Just call the toll-free number on your screen now to see if you qualify for additional benefits including dental, vision, hearing, and prescription drugs. There is no obligation to enroll. The call and Medicare benefits review are absolutely free. Just call 800-941-5084. 800-941-5084.
Selling your house is hard. From prep to open houses to hoping for offers. But what if you could sell your house in just a few days with no hassle? Now you can with Simple Sale from Homelight. Just answer a few quick questions about your house. We'll collect offers from our network of cash buyers and introduce you to the highest bidder. Now, selling is simple. To see your Simple Sale price, go to homelight.com/simple today.
Give us the rivalry, the clean shave and the short porch, the beards and the green monster. Give us the catch and the pinstripes, the bloody sock and the pine tar helmets. Give us the Red Sox and the Yankees. Give us Sunday Night Baseball, Sunday at 7 on ESPN. Telecast presented by Taco Bell.
Now, when you look at yourself in the mirror and you see that outfit and you still decide to wear it, you are a very courageous person.
A couple of proud mothers right now watching that.
Yeah.
If my dad were here, he'd say, you send them to school and you buy them books and they eat the covers.
I like you, Dad. LSU at its own 45, 1st and 10, down by 4. Trying to keep its national championship hopes alive. Flynn to the tight end Erickson. Excuse me, Dixon.
Eric Brock went for an interception, number 33. Richard Dixon, that's his 14th catch of the year. He's right here. He's going to get into the middle of the field and watch number 33, Eric Brock, go for the interception and not only not get the ball, but miss a tackle and enable Dixon to cross upfield for more yardage. He goes for the play, misses it, and Dixon able to turn it in for about 10 more yards. A big pass and catch for Matt Flynn.
14th catch of the year for Richard Dixon out of Ocean Springs, Mississippi. Scott, the tailback. They go 1st and 10 from the 30. Flynn again. Dixon again. Down to the 25-yard line. Gain of 5. Let's go to Reese.
Second down, 25 yards.
Second and 5, LSU marching.
LSU dominated the third quarter, 183 to 48 yards, but only 6 points to show for it.
Inside handoff to Holiday. The speedster around the corner. Breaks a tackle to the 5.
Showed a little strength, too. We know he's got the speed, but he showed a little strength to shake a couple tackles there. Watch Holiday.
160.
I thought he was going to go down right here by Etheridge. He breaks that tackle, breaks a second tackle by Powers. We saw him make a great defensive play on the fumble return. That was an outstanding run on the reverse. This guy is Mr. Excitement when he touches the football. Averaging nearly 10 yards a touch, whether it's as a return, receiver, or runner.
Fastest 100 meters in school history. They say he might be the fastest player in college football. They go to the shotgun. 1st and goal from the 8. Flynn in trouble. Now he throws over the middle and it's dropped. Doucette had it hit him right in the chest.
This was a nice job by Matt Flynn avoiding the quick rush. Now, again, on a screen, those linemen release and try to get downfield, and Matt Flynn had to double clutch on it and still was able to get it in a good position to do set, but not able to come up with it.
Now they're going to roll the dice again. They've got Perilou coming onto the field on 2nd and goal from the 8. He has certainly come in some huge situations.
I got to believe he's going to run it here. He just needs to protect the football. Every time he's come in so far, it hasn't made a huge difference for LSU.
Perilou on the keeper, down to the 5.
You just get the feeling, too, that LSU needs a touchdown. They've moved the ball. They've dominated in yardage. They've got things going in the right direction, got their crowd back in it. But they haven't been able to score a touchdown here in their last couple of offensive possessions.
The yardage really mounting up for LSU here in the second half.
Play clock down inside of 8 seconds again for Matt Flynn. Critical 3rd down. You're fighting the play clock, too.
Flynn gets it. Play action fake. Flag is down. Flynn throws right to the goal line. No signal.
Now
late signal for a touchdown. But check out the penalty as Hester made the catch. But I think it's coming back.
Well, I think it's going to be not enough men on the line of scrimmage or an illegal formation against LSU.
Every time Perilou has gone out and Flynn comes back in to run the regular offense, they seem to have had a miscue with getting a play in late or not being able to run the play correctly.
No, it's you know, you bring him in to try to change the tempo.
Previous play is under further review.
What's the penalty pen? That's what we need to know here first. Matt Flynn on the naked bootleg does a nice job of getting the ball to Hester. Now, does he get in or not? Reaches the ball for the pylon.
Looked like it.
It sure looked like it. It was a tremendous effort, and you saw the strength. Those big hands weren't going to let go of that football as he reached for the pylon.
Now, the penalty is actually more important than the review of the touchdown.
I think so. He didn't step out of bounds. His knee didn't touch. That's a touchdown. That's a wonderful effort by Jacob Hester.
So the penalty is either against Auburn and it's a touchdown or against LSU and it comes back. So what is the penalty call?
Yeah, we still haven't heard what the penalty call is yet.
But it seems like virtually every play that Perilou has left the field and Flynn's come back in, they have been late getting the play in, and it's really caused them a problem.
Well, and it was funny because I talked to Tommy Tuberville on the field before the game, and his observation was he thought that it hurt LSU, the 2-quarterback system. Now, everybody knows Florida won a national championship last year using 2 quarterbacks. Chris Leak was the starter. Tim Tebow came off the bench, gave them a spark, gave them a different change of pace kind of guy. And a lot of teams have tried to do that this year. And I understand Ryan Perilou is a tremendously gifted quarterback. And when Matt Flynn moves on next year, he'll be the guy. But I haven't seen the evidence in this game, and this is the only game I've done of LSU, where when he's come in, it's given them a real positive value. He had the 1 turnover on the fumble. He almost threw an interception when he tried to make a play. Part of the problem, I think, for Ryan Perilou, he's very talented, and he's a big play kind of guy. And when you only come in 1 play here and then maybe another play there, you have a tendency as a quarterback to think, okay, this is my shot, man. I got to make a big play.
Right.
And you have a chance. Sometimes you don't just play within yourself or within the play, and you try to make something happen, and you force something.
All right, they are still reviewing this play, but the key part of it is what was the penalty?
First of all, there is no foul on the play.
There we go.
There were 7 men on the line of scrimmage. The result of the play is a touchdown. It's controlled.
That may have just registered on the seismograph again across campus. And I'll tell you what, that man's reaction may have registered as well.
Well, the question was whether there were 7 men on the line of scrimmage or not.
Well, somebody thought there wasn't because he threw the flag.
Yeah. There's one receiver and 6 linemen who are on the line of scrimmage according to the officials, and the touchdown stands for LSU.
Colt David for the point after. And 4th-ranked LSU has taken the lead, 20-17 over Auburn.
Are you over 50? Would you like to get up to 33% more income in retirement? Then call now for this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers, from a leading financial firm on maximizing your income in retirement. That's right, free. This free book reveals little-known secrets about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms that will help you make the right choices before buying an annuity. And it's free. Call right now for your free book, and as a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report. We researched over 1,200 annuities and summarized the rates and benefits of annuities from financially strong insurers. Again, that's Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers and a free annuity rate report, both absolutely free, for calling Annuity General today. Supplies are limited. Call now.
Call 800-619-6261. That's 800-619-6261.
What is this guy doing?
I can't get through the gate. The gate is narrow.
Unbelievable.
All right, hey, what do you want me to do? Just back up. I'm stuck.
There's a line drive to left. This game is tied.
Come on. Come on.
Go in.
Come on.
Go in.
Yes. Yes.
And we're back to MLB opening day here.
Early Doucette has made a difference for LSU tonight. Just his presence has really picked up this passing game for LSU.
Huge play here, 3rd and 9. Flynn throws underneath. Doucette broke a tackle. He needed to get inside the 15 for a first down. It's going to be short. If they go for the field goal, it would give them a 6-point lead. But you know who is coaching LSU? Les Miles says 4th down calls are a feel.
Now they're going to kick this one. His feel is, let's not kill our momentum. We've been dominating here in the second half. Our defense has settled into the game. Let's extend our lead to 6.
This would be a 33-yard try for Colt David. Hit from 26, 29, and now 33. A lot was made of Miles making all those 4th down calls against Florida, but those were different circumstances. Not only did he think.
If you do what feels right, then own your style. Philips One Blade, your style made simple. There's always a way to make life better.
Advanced non-small cell lung cancer can take away so much. But today, there's a combination of 2 immunotherapies you can take first. One that could mean a chance to live longer. Opdivo plus Yervoy is for adults newly diagnosed with non-small cell lung cancer that is spread and that tests positive for PD-L1 and does not have an abnormal EGFR or ALK gene. It's the first and only approved chemo-free combination of 2 immunotherapies that works together in different ways to harness the power of the immune system. Opdivo plus Yervoy equals a chance for more days, more nights, more beautiful weekends, more ugly sweaters, more big hugs, more small outings. Opdivo and Yervoy can cause your immune system to attack normal organs and tissues in your body and affect how they work. This may happen during or after treatment is ended and can become serious and lead to death. Some of these problems may happen more often when Opdivo is used with Yervoy. See your doctor right away if you have a new or worse cough, chest pain, shortness of breath, diarrhea, severe stomach pain, nausea or vomiting, dizziness, fainting, extreme tiredness, weight changes, constipation, excessive thirst, changes in urine or eyesight, rash, itching, confusion, memory problems, muscle pain or weakness, joint pain, flushing, fever, or tingling in hands and feet. These are not all the possible side effects. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions, including immune system problems, or if you've had an organ transplant or lung, breathing, or liver problems. Here's to a chance for more together time, a chance to live longer. Ask your doctor about Opdivo plus Yervoy. Thank you to all involved in our clinical trials.
Listen up, listen up. Come on, get in here. Let's go.
Back to Death Valley, and it's LSU and Auburn fighting for a share of first place in the SEC West. Alabama already at 4-1 and watching.
Yeah. You know, I want to get back to you. Made a great point about why maybe Les Miles goes for the field goal this time, and in the Florida game went for the touchdown to keep the ball away from Florida's offense. Right now, I think they feel their defense has Auburn's offense under wraps. First half, Auburn 169 yards of offense, only 54 yards of offense in the second half. So take the points and let your defense keep doing its thing.
Fannin and Lester are deep. Lester from the 3. Crunched at the 17.
Well, Chad Jones. He's an athlete now. This is a guy who's a freshman, 6'3", 218 pounds, out of Baton Rouge Southern Lab High School. Was a 13th round baseball draft pick of the Astros. Is going to join the baseball team as an outfielder this spring. Very, very talented, athletic guy.
And they have played some pretty good baseball down here. Athletic director Skip Bertman, the former baseball coach, who rang up a series of national championships. Does Auburn have more late-game heroics in store? Caught at the 25. Smith made the grab in spite of a dive by Chevis Jackson. Boy, he has been tough as a corner tonight, but Smith is a big-time receiver.
Yeah, did a great job of going down underneath that ball, shielding Jackson away from the ball with his body. Rod Smith has had kind of a quiet night tonight, but he hasn't had a quiet season for Auburn.
Neither has Brandon Cox, especially at this stage of the game. He has been spectacular down the stretch during their winning streak. Cox with time, throws this one, and incomplete. Hawthorne spun around.
What did they call it?
It's going to be interference. McCray and Stelz were there. Let's see who it's on.
The only thing I think it might be is a helmet-to-helmet hit by Stelz, because I don't know that that was interference.
Whatever the call is, the crowd doesn't like it already. And that's what it's going to be, a personal foul, not interference.
I mean, it was great defense, and the free safety, Stelz coming over to help at the end of the play. Well, yeah, he did hit him up high.
Holy
the
cow.
Field judge with the penalty in great position. Stelz comes in, helmet to helmet. Right there is the call.
Personal foul. Number 16 on the defense. Helmet to helmet contact. The play was incomplete. The result of a 15-yard penalty, previous spot. First down.
Another seismograph moment as Les Miles unloads, but what a shot by Stelz.
Last week, LSU in the loss to Kentucky in triple overtime, 13 penalties for a season-high 103 yards. That one, a good physical play, but the right call.
The rule is the rule. Cox, another good play, faking a throw to the sideline to Smith. Gets it out of bounds at the 40-yard line. There's something about Brandon Cox. The game is on the line. All at once, he becomes Johnny Unitas.
Yeah.
Everything is right on the money.
And that time, they did a great job of baiting Chevis Jackson. He's been breaking hard on the quick routes. They took a quick drop and pump faked, and Chevis Jackson came flying up, and then they threw it right over his head for the completion. That's a good job by Al Borges saying, you know what, this corner is squatting on our short routes too hard. Let's try to loosen them up a little bit.
Under 7 minutes to go. Lester, big hole. Picks up 7, maybe 8. Here's Holly.
Well, guys, offensive coordinators always tell you they want a calm, even-keeled guy under center, a quarterback. And Brandon Cox is certainly that. In fact, we've kind of joked around this season. He's done the starting lineups for us, and he's kind of boring. But when we talk to Brandon after 2 game-winning drives, guys, in the last 3 weeks, that's exactly what's helping him win these games. He doesn't get rattled. He doesn't get nervous. And the guys really feed off of how cool and collected he is in the huddle.
You know, he reminds me of David Green, who was a great quarterback at Georgia, had a great road record also. And then that demeanor and that coolness under pressure really plays well, especially on the road. Lee Zimba, the right tackle.
Flags down everywhere. That'll cost him 5. You don't really think of Brandon Cox in this regard, as here's the penalty call.
False start. 73 on the offense, penalty 5 yards, down 97.
But he is number 4 all-time in passing yards at Auburn. He's only a couple of 100 yards short of Pat Sullivan, who's the most revered guy that ever played there.
Well, it's just great to see the way he's turned his season around. I mean, his last year, his senior year, you live for that senior year as a player, and it just started out so poorly. Lost 2 of his first 3 games, but he has really taken control of his last season and has played well down the stretch.
Cox can run if he wants. Gets out of bounds at the 33-yard line. They have to get just inside the 30 for a first down. This could very well be 4-down territory.
Glenn Dorsey still on the sideline for LSU. All he can do is watch his defensive teammates.
Let's go to Holly.
Guys, it's just an initial evaluation, but so far it's good news. Glenn Dorsey diagnosed with a sprained right knee, guys, so that's a positive.
Sprain is better than a tear, isn't it? 3rd and 3. Lester is the tailback. Lester in the flat, wide open. Makes one man miss, has a first down and more.
That's what
Lester dances inside the 25.
That's what Al Borges just said about this guy. He is hard to tackle in space. It was a little bit of a delay. He was a little delayed coming out of the backfield. Brandon Cox knew he was going there with the football. But watch him, he makes one guy miss. He's hard to tackle out in open field. Chevis Jackson is an excellent football player. He got left in the dust right there.
Brandon Cox did a nice job at not staring him down.
Look it downfield and then dump it off to the back.
Another late game drive by the Auburn Tigers. They have reached the LSU 23. Cox again, blitz coming. Cox with time, throws incomplete. Hawthorne had it knocked away. Curtis Taylor, what a play. Got a piece, and is a little slow to get up.
Well, it was a great play by Curtis Taylor, and it was a great play by Chaz Ramsey, the right guard for Auburn, picking up the blitz from the outside. That enabled Cox to even make this throw. The ball was slightly thrown behind the receiver, and Curtis Taylor made a nice play.
If you don't get the touchdown here, you would have options with 4:53 to go. Down by 2 field goals, or are you looking touchdown? Cox, good protection over the middle. Lester, 15. inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. First and goal. Stelz made the saving tackle. Holy cow.
Well, this is just a little option route. And watch Lester. He's going to come out and work on the linebacker, Luke Sanders, number 35. He comes back into your screen. He's separated from Luke Sanders. That's a bit of a mismatch with Brad Lester working against that linebacker. He's got excellent receiving skills, and they have gotten their money's worth out of Brad Lester tonight.
That takes a little bit of time to run that pattern. You better have some protection, and he did. 75 yards on the drive. First and goal at the LSU 8. Tate inside the 5, near the 3.
What an impressive draw. This is unbelievable. I mean, they have just, and again, we've seen Auburn the last couple weeks, and when it matters, when it counts, they have done nothing in the second half. 64 yards of offense in the second half before this drive.
If you say to Brandon Cox, this is it, we win or lose on this drive, this kid takes him down every time so far.
And I'll tell you what, having Brad Lester on this team has made a huge difference. He has made big play after big play when they've needed it.
Clock running. Cox goes to the shotgun, second and goal from the 3. Cox, stop, fade, touchdown, Rodriguez-Smith. What a throw by Brandon Cox.
It was a great throw, and it was a bad decision by Shevis Jackson. Watch 21. He's going to try to go for the interception. He cuts in front, and he leaves the tall receiver in the back. It was a high throw by Brandon Cox. It went over Jackson, and Smith makes the catch. Perfect throw to the corner of the end zone.
Hats off to Brandon Cox.
Wow.
He's done it every time we've seen him this year, and we've seen him a bunch. Byram for the lead.
Still driving the old model, huh?
Yeah, I've been looking, but I just need someone to tell me what a good price is.
Just use Auto Trader. It's the only one with Kelley Blue Book. It tells you if the price is good.
Hey, how's she doing that with the door? What is she, some sort of goddess?
Athena.
Persephone?
Hera.
Dionysus?
No, I'm Claire.
Is that one?
No clue.
Ugh.
Let's remember this time where none of us felt secure and fight for a future where everyone can. Because when the world seems like it's standing still, that's the perfect time for us to change it.
Tonight's the night for delicious tortilla bowls with flat bottoms. Easy to fill, easy to eat. Only from Old El Paso.
This football season, buy 3 participating items and save $20 off Fanatics gear at WeAreTailgateNation.com.
You did this and this for less. With store-wide Labor Day savings and free delivery, the Home Depot is making do it even more affordable. So the only question now is, what could you do next? The Home Depot. How doers get more done.
After being a part of millions of love stories, at Kay, we believe that nothing should get in the way of love. Shop your way, in-store or online. Kay Jewelers. Love is unstoppable.
Torn on who to choose for your Madden team? The spokes player got you. Introducing Jerry Judy, running routes like the Sunday morning paperboy. His footwork so smooth, he even got his own peanut butter.
And it's all natural.
Ooh, that boy is dripping.
At Emirates, we are proud that our promise is to provide a better flying experience to all our customers.
But today, fly better does not just mean showers and bars above the clouds, as well as wonderful in-flight service.
As routes slowly open up and our
Night in the SEC, it's 24-23. Auburn over LSU. Holy cow, what a ball game. Williams and Holiday, both with great speed, are deep for LSU. a field goal would win the game. They got to get there first, and here is a squib kick taken by one of the up men. He gets it. I don't either.
I mean, they've
got
done
out
that
to
all
the 42,
night.
and now you have given them a situation. They go 35 yards. It's a field goal.
Yeah, they've done that all night, and that one was the shortest one. I mean, by now LSU is ready for it, and they return it all the way out to the 45 or the 42.
And there's certainly plenty of time.
Yeah.
Even though LSU only has one timeout, they have 3:13 on the game clock. That was odd. I understand why you don't want to kick to those two Blazers.
Right.
But there are times where you got to do something you may not want to do. Flynn. Now it's his turn to be a hero. Under pressure. Gets a block downfield, and Flynn picks up almost 10 yards into Auburn territory at the 47. Quentin Groves got it.
We'll go back to the Auburn touchdown and show you something. Now, Shevis Jackson is going to make contact with Smith, and now right here, he looks back, so he knows that the quarterback's coming his way. But he's going to make a decision to come underneath it, anticipating Cox won't make a perfect throw, but he does. He threw it just high enough to get over Jackson for the touchdown. Just a beautiful throw to that part of the field. Yeah, that was pretty.
It was a beautiful drive, the whole thing. Another run out of bounds at the 42, and Flynn has dodged pressure 2 plays in a row.
And see, a couple weeks ago, Matt Flynn couldn't do this. After he hurt his ankle in the Virginia Tech game, and it was a significant ankle injury, he didn't have his mobility. When they played Tulane, he got sacked 6 times. Now, he's too mobile of a guy to get sacked 6 times, but he didn't have that natural mobility. Well, he's got it back now for the first time since early in the season, and he's showing it here on a couple plays, getting away from pressure and turning a negative into a positive.
He's run the ball 9 times tonight for 31 yards. We've reached the Auburn 42, second and about 5. Flynn again, pressure coming, batted down at the line of scrimmage. That one right off the big hands of Senderick Marks, who came up the middle and then jumped. They are not in field goal range yet. This, you have to believe, is 4-down territory, especially with only 1 timeout left.
Senderick Marks, number 94, has just played a whale of a game tonight. He gets his hands on the football, knew he couldn't get to the quarterback, got his hands up.
How's that for balance?
Yeah.
He goes over one guy who's on the ground, fights off another block, and then leaps at the right time.
He was a tackle last year. They moved him out to end, and he has been a disruptive force for the Auburn defense all year.
3rd and 5, Flynn in the gun. Going to run the option. And they are going to be very close to a first down. Brock made the tackle. Holy cow.
This looked like it was going to be for bigger yardage. Matt Flynn reads the option. He's forced to pitch by Antonio Coleman. It looks like he's going to pick up a block to get the first down, but Brock comes up with a huge hit. He got a pretty favorable spot on that play, too. I don't know if it's enough, but he got a good spot.
He should be about 2 lengths of the football short. Instead, it is a first down. That is challengeable.
That was a favorable spot for LSU because it looked like where
2/3 of a yard at least.
He goes airborne, he comes down. Right there, the ball is down, and then he kind of bounces forward. Close.
Tell you what, that was short. But if they get the snap off, it makes no difference. Flynn on the option again. The pitch back to Murphy with all that speed. Murphy out of bounds at the 35. They are still not within field goal range, at least not a comfortable try for Colt David, whose long this season is 38 yards.
And last week in the loss in Lexington, he had a 57-yard attempt at the end of regulation that could have won it. It was long enough, but it was just slightly wide left. He has a very strong leg, but certainly you want to get into a more comfortable situation for a potential game-winning field goal.
10 more yards would give him the try from about 42 yards, which is comfortable for most good kickers.
And LSU only with one timeout left because they had to blow a couple of those early in the third quarter.
Hester is back in at tailback. He gets the toss. Hester, first down. Tell you what, if it's down in the clutch, that's the guy I want to have the football.
Yeah, I agree with you. He's sure-handed. Coming into tonight, 230 career carries without a fumble. He's dependable. He's strong. He's fearless. And because they've rotated their backs tonight, he's fresh right now at this point in the game when you need him to get tough yardage.
From here, it would be a 42, 43-yard try. Flynn again on the option. Almost bent double as he gets to the 23. Every yard you get closer, the better your chances are. The clock continues to run.
We mentioned LSU with one timeout. Auburn, as you can see right here with our line, 2 timeouts. When do they start using their timeouts?
Florida won a national championship last year with 1 loss. LSU lost its first game last week. Their national championship hopes are still alive. They need to score here. The pass underneath caught by the tight end down to the 22-yard line. Dixon made the catch. Brock with the tackle. It would be about 40 on a field goal try from here. And Brock comes up gimping.
Tommy Tuberville is standing out on the field. I think he's trying to decide when to use a timeout. It doesn't look like they're going to. It looks like they're going to just count on Colt David not making a field goal or save those timeouts to freeze the kicker instead of trying to stop the clock for his own offense.
3rd and 7. And Flynn is back to throw for the end zone. Boom! Touchdown! Whoa! What a call! That is the call of the year.
Well, you tell Matt Flynn, don't take a sack. Give it a shot, throw it up and outside. If we don't catch it, nobody does. He made a perfect throw. What a call. Wow.
But look at the clock. If that ball is incomplete, they lose.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
They lose. Are you kidding?
You're right. I got so caught up watching the play, I didn't even see where that clock ended up.
So did I. They had a timeout, didn't use it, throw the ball in the end zone when they had a shot at a 40-yard field goal. Oh, man.
The clock is running. It's 7. The ball's released. He catches it. If he even bobbles that, the clock runs out. My goodness.
Wow. Cutting it a little fine, are we?
I don't know if he thought that Auburn was going to call a timeout or what, but at a certain point, they just lined up and snapped the football.
Well, here's the situation. If that ball is incomplete, you have a timeout in your pocket when a field goal would have won the game, and you have blown it, and everything's gone. Your season is done.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, the logic would say you call the timeout, call that play, and run it and tell your quarterback, don't take a sack. If it's not there, throw it quick. Wow.
Holy cow. LSU under Les Miles, one comeback after another. Tonight in the fourth quarter, they were down by 4.
Man, I can't get over that.
That is unbelievable. Matt Flynn, a career high, 319 yards. Well, they say he looks a lot like Matt Damon. He played like a star tonight. Man, oh man. I've never seen that, ever. I don't know if my heart could stand to see it again either. This crowd is stunned. This is the home team. And now Auburn is going to be reduced to just trying to lateral the ball. They can't do it. LSU has won it on a miracle finish with so many edges to it.
And you might think, well, if Auburn wasn't expecting that, maybe you just sneak one in, but they were in good position on the play.
Yes, they were.
They took a shot at it, and Auburn was right there on coverage, and it just worked for LSU.